Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, we got an unboxing, but we had a blooper. So this is a redo video. I'm redoing this video, and I put everything back in the box like it originally was. It's already been opened. And what did the opening today? Purple Haze is back in my pocket. Purple Haze is back in my pocket. Purple Haze did the opening today, my 8020S model. All right. So let me just show you where this came from. Demko knives, people. Demko knives. I think this is the one I told you guys about that I was thinking about getting. That's what I first saw. Then you got the package slip and a shark lock sticker, even though this is not a shark lock. Go ahead and put this stuff out the way. And it was sealed. It was sealed, and I opened it up with my 8020S model that I customized and polished and bought new scales from the Demko website. Purple G10 scales. It has skip bearings and Lynch Northwest titanium pocket clip. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in here because this knife was staying out. I like this one, people. I really like this one. Is it what I consider it an outdoorsman's knife? No, not really. That's not the way I would use it. Armiger. Black on black. Armiger. The black finish is a powder coat, black powder coat. Performance first. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Performance first. Demko knives. The shark lock. The triad lock. The scorpion lock. Okay, here we go. Let me let you guys take a look at this. Can you guess which one I got? You know there's three different models. There's a spear point, clip point, and a Tanto point in this model. The Armiger. 4-inch blade Armiger. Oh yeah, baby. See the swedge? Sharpened by the Demko brothers. Probably not the Demko brothers, probably in Taiwan, because this was actually made in Taiwan. It's not made in Wampum, PA. It's got the Swedish saw blade steel. Swedish saw blade steel. 80 CRV2. 80 CRV2. It's a steel that comes from Germany. It doesn't come from China. It comes from Germany. 80 CRV2. Also known as Swedish saw blade steel. And my girl, she got to come in and join in. Say hello to everybody. Say hi to everybody, sweetie. Huh? Okay. You gotta get off the table. You gotta let me do this video. You just try and take over every video I try to do now, huh? You just want to take it over. You want to take over the show. Yes, my sweetie. Yes, you are the true karambit master. I know that. That's right. You're the black belt. You're the master. You're the red sash. All right, sweetie. You gotta get down, kiddo. All right. How do I think of this knife? Self-defense. This is a total self-defense fixed blade to me. It's a very EDC capable fixed blade. It's a little bit under 9 inches total length. The blade is like 4 1/8. The cutting edge is 4 inches. The handle is just about 4.5 inches. It's got a saber flat ground bayonet style blade. Saber flat ground bayonet style blade, this one has. The other one that I was tempted to get was the Tanto blade. The Tanto blade has a saber flat ground Tanto blade. Very nice looking 4-inch Tanto blade. This blade reminds me a lot of the 4-inch blade counterpoint. Not the counterpoint XL, but the medium-sized counterpoint. The blade looks a lot like that if you guys have one of those. The thickness of this is about 3.8 millimeters, fairly thick. The handle material, I think they're calling it a rubberized polymer, but I would call it Creighton. It's like Crayex or Creighton, like what Cold Steel always used to use. It feels like the same, pretty much the same as the free rein. The material feels a little bit stiffer than the free rein though. The free rein felt a little bit more rubbery. This one feels a little bit more harder than the free rein. Absolutely like the way it feels. I love the way the shape of the handle is. It's perfect for this type of knife. Looks like a small dagger, combat dagger. Like something that a soldier would take into combat with them. Or CIA or somebody like that, or some covert person or special forces or something like that. Operator, mercenary. This is totally, to me, a self-defense EDC everyday carry fixed blade. And if I lived in a place where I can carry a double-edged knife, I would carry this every day. This would be what I would carry every day. It only weighs about 4.4 ounces, 4.5 or 4.4 ounces in weight. And it feels super good in hand. The grip area is about the same as the 8020S. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna line up these areas where the grip is. So if you have an 8020S, you'd feel very at home with this new Armiger. Or if you have a Manix 2XL, same thing. So if those type of knives are you know, good size for you, then I'd highly recommend this one for you. This feels like a folding knife, but it's actually a fixed blade, so it's stronger than any folder that, you know, any folder that you're gonna buy. And it's a full Tang knife. The knife Tang extends all the way through the handle, and you can see it come out the end right here. And let me talk a little bit about the steel. The German steel that this is using, the 80 CRV2, the German steel, is basically 1080 CV, 1080 Crovan. The CR stands for chromium, and the V stands for vanadium. And 80 stands for basically the same thing as 1080. It's equivalent to 1080. So that's how you break down this one, the steel. And everybody's comparing it to 1095 Crovan. They say it's a little bit tougher than 1095 Crovan, but 1095 has the edge over it on being able to hold the edge a little bit better. But this one has the edge on 1095 for being able to resharpen. This steel is supposed to be easier to resharpen than 1095. And it's supposed to hold a decent edge. And it only has 6%, I think like 6% chromium in it. So the chromium in the steel is not for rust resistance or corrosion protection. It's more or less so they can bring the steel up to a higher temper. I think that's what I read about it. I did a little research on YouTube about it before I bought it. Because when I first saw that it was made with 80CR V2, I thought, why did they do that? Why they use Chinese steel? Because to me, that sounded like 8CR13 MOV. That's what that made me think of. The 13 or 14 MOV or whatever. That made me think of the Chinese steels. Now I did research on it. I found out it was a German steel, and it's commonly used for saw blades. It's been around for a while. It's not a new steel. It's new to me. I've never used this steel before. Absolutely love it. Let's see how sharp it is. From heel to toe. It's razor sharp, people. Is the swedge sharp? Let's check out the swedge. The swedge is sharp too, people. How's the stab? Let's see a stab. I got you off the table, huh, Gino? But yeah, it's a beautiful blade, people. That's my sweetie. I didn't mean to scare you, kiddo. Absolutely love it. Let's compare it to some other knives. Put this back in my pocket. And the other knives I want to compare it to, well, since this is a combat knife, a small combat knife, let's compare it to some of my other small combat knives. How about my K-Bar EK50? K-Bar EK50. This is 1095 Crovan. It's got an FRN handle scales. It's full Tang, full exposed Tang. This is modeled after a World War II knife that was used as a utility knife for soldiers. This is the sheath for it. Got set up for horizontal carry. How about one of my old-time favorites? The Koban. The Koban. This is a knife that I've actually carried. Carried for a little while. Until I decided I didn't want to carry concealed fixed blades because it was against the law in my state. But I carried these for a while. They're some of my favorite ones to carry because they're really lightweight, really flat, and they really conceal very well. All right, let me see what else we got over here. Those are the end of the small ones. Well, we can go into the little bit bigger ones. This is my USA made buck combat knife. This one's made with, was it 5160? Let me see, people. I think it's 5160. Make sure, like to always give you the right information. Yep, 5160. 5160. High carbon steel. This is famous for being a spring steel. It will rust really easily. Oh, this kind of steel right here will rust easily too. Just like 1095 will rust easily. That's a full Tang knife, and this one has G10 handle scales. And this is made by Buck USA. It's their combat knife for soldiers. And how about the famous Recon 1? Or famous Recon. It's not the Recon 1. It's what I'm saying, Recon 1. And this is VG10 Samurai. These knives, the reason why I'm showing these, because these are all the ones that are out in my fixed blade drawer right now. You can get an idea of the size difference there. Let's take some measurements. And it's like 4 3/8 for the handle. The blade is almost 4 1/4. It's a little bit more than 4 1/8. Almost 4 1/4. Total length is 8 5/8. 8 5/8. This one, the handle is 4 1/4. The blade is 5 inches. Total length is 9 1/4. This one, the handle is 4 1/2 inches long. The blade is almost 5 1/2 inches long. It's about 5 3/8. Total length is 9 7/8. About 9 7/8 or 8/8, somewhere right around there. So 9 7/8. This one, the total length is 10 3/4. The blade length is 5 1/2 inches. The handle length is 5 1/4. Handle length on the Koban was 4 1/2. I already said that though, didn't I? The handle length on the Recon is 4 3/4. Blade length is 7 inches. Total length is 11 3/4. Total length on this one, the butt is 10 3/4. Koban, right at about 10 inches. Ow, sweetie. Watch the claws. Watch the claws. Let's see how thick these are. I'm going to move this out the way. Yeah, come down, kiddo. Let's see how thick they are. I really love this one. This one's sweet. I'm going to get the Tanto too, people. I'm telling you right now, I'm getting Tanto because the Tanto I can carry. I can't, in my state, in the state of California, if you're carrying a double-edged knife, it's considered a felony. Just like if you're carrying a switchblade or a balisong, gravity knife, they're all felony knives. 3.86 millimeters. Almost 4 millimeters thick. That's for the Armiger. The EK50, 4.22 millimeters thick. The Koban, 3.23 millimeters thick. 3.23. The Buck combat knife, 5.13 millimeters. 5.13 millimeters. The Recon combat knife, 4.96. 4.96, 5 millimeters. All right, people, those are those. You can all see the differences there. Now let's take these out. Take these out of the picture. All right. Still got that one there. Now let's bring in some others. And these are all knives that are combat knives too. Made by Cold Steel, but they were designed by Andrew Demko. This is an Andrew Demko knife too. It's probably made, I'm pretty sure it's designed between him and his brother John Demko. Andrew John Demko, I'm sure they both collaborated on this one. These right here are Demko, or I don't know if it's the Demko brothers or just Andrew by himself, and Cold Steel, Lindsay Thompson. These models were made in Italy, and they both have 3V steel. Absolutely love them, people. These, you see me split wood with them, do all sorts of stuff with these knives. These knives are super strong, super heavy duty. I wouldn't hesitate to take them into, you know, harm's way with me if I had to go into harm's way, because I know that they're super strong, super heavy duty. They're both full exposed Tang, 3V steel, with G10 handle scales that screw on. Both have a lot of weight to them. They feel heavy. This one, they both split wood really well. They both baton really well. I think they both make great combat knives. I highly recommend both of these. You can still get these sometimes, brand new still from online dealers, and they usually go between $100 and $150. And I think it's a good deal. You know, this is 3V steel, and it's thick 3V steel. This is it's like 5 millimeters thick. Let me measure how thick these are. Let me zero out first. Okay. 4.89. So almost 5 millimeters thick. 4.89. And it's like that all the way through the blade. The Warcraft. This is the AK-47 field knife. And this is the Warcraft. Italian Warcraft. 4.78. So it's almost 5 millimeters thick also. And it's thick all the way up to the tip. So you can see how both of these are very strong built knives. Built to handle heavy duty tasks. All right, sweetie. You gotta get down, kiddo. Built to handle heavy duty tasks. And the other one that I had to bring out here, you know I gotta bring this one out here. Oh yeah, it's free reign time, people. Magna Cut, USA, free reign time. Free reign time. This is my favorite knife. One of my, you know, when it comes to my fixed blades. This is one of my favorite fixed blades right here. Why is it one of my favorites? Because it's got the size of these, and it's got the weight of this one. It's super lightweight. And it's got a full Tang, just like the Armiger. Goes all the way through the handle, exposed at the end, using the rubberized polymer or Creighton, whatever you want to call it, for the handles. I absolutely love this material. You know, for a knife that you're actually going to use in the outdoors and do a lot of things with. It's really comfortable in hand. Absolutely love this one, people. I do wish I can get the Tanto too, though. I want both of these in Tantos. But I don't want the Tanto and the Oz 10. I want another Magna Cut. I want a Magna Cut Tanto blade. I like the way that these are finished over the Oz 10 ones. I like the smooth stone wash finish. That finish right there is like, you know, like when you use them, you know, like all three of these knives have been used. To baton wood, split wood. I've done them on videos for you guys. All three of these knives have been used, and they all look like brand new still. Because when this gets marred up, all you need to do is just take a little oil to it, and just wipe it off, and it looks like brand new again. I really like the stonewash finish on the outdoors knife. You know, for a knife that you're going to use, I don't know. These are supposed to be, you know, combat / outdoorsman's knives. That's the way I sort of think of these. Because they're not totally blacked out or anything, but I sort of like that though, because when I do food prep and things like that, I like to use unfinished blades. I don't like to use knives with black finishes on them or any kind of finish on them. And I've just always heard all sorts of stories about things that can cause cancer. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know, but I don't know. I had 2 parents die of cancer, so I don't like to play with cancer. But so, I don't smoke cigarettes or do anything like that. You know what I mean? So, but I absolutely love these people. Absolutely love all 3 of these. And out of all these knives right here, this is still my favorite. I absolutely love this one too. Now, if I had to go into apocalyptic mode or something like that, I would heavily rely on my rifle and my handgun for my main articles of protection. And I would want to carry something that's lightweight, because I don't think I would carry folders, people. In an apocalyptic situation, nobody cares about if you're carrying a fixed blade concealed no more, or if it's a double edge. That doesn't matter anymore, right? I would carry this one. This would be my small knife. And I would carry it horizontally right here. And this one right here, I'd probably carry on my hip right here, because I'm going to carry a firearm right here. And the rifle, I have it strapped to my back. But I don't know, I think I'd like to carry these 2 knives. The reason why I'm picking these 2 people, because they're lightweight. And they're both heavy duty built knives, because I got total faith in Andrew Demko and John Demko to make a very good quality knife. I don't expect them to be making cheap junk knives. Just about everything that they've ever made that I've used, the cold steel knives or what have you, they've all been, superior quality as far as like durability and everything else is concerned. Sure, they're factory made knives if they're coming from cold steel, but they won't be like handmade perfect or anything like that, but because they're factory knives. But they're very durable. 6.9 ounces. 6.9 ounces. 4.4 ounces. 11.0 ounces. 11.0 ounces. 9.5 ounces. Now you can see why I would want to carry these 2. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, well, where are you going to put your 12-inch blades? Those will be in my backpack. Those will be in my backpack, people. You know me, because I'd have to carry a lot of knives with me, because I can't just use 1 or 2 knives. Because I definitely want to take my BK9, and I like my SE6, because you need to be able to do camp stuff too. And those to me are my camp knives I really like. And so I definitely have to take those 2 too also. And I like that Tops too. My Tops Pig Hunter. I don't know if because you have to limit yourself somewhere. But I definitely would, for my big knives, I think I would take the BK9 and my SE6. And I might take one of my long Tantos. One of my long 12-inch Tantos. I don't know if it'd be like the Magnum series one or one of my big Warcrafts. I think the purpose of that one for me though would be more of a fighting knife. But it would be nice to have something I could use as a machete too. So I don't know, I'm undecided on that one. Because the Warcraft would be more like a machete, it'd be better used for machete and chopping things and stuff like that. But I don't have that model though. If I would have had the 12-inch Warcraft that Andrew Demko designed, then that would be the one I would want. Because I could use that for self-defense. I could use it for chopping limbs and things down. You know, that 3V, 12-inch 3V blade with the flat ground, saber flat ground 3V Tanto blade with the DLC coating and G10 handles. That would be a perfect knife for that. Okay, so you gotta get down, kiddo. But this knife right here, people, I'm absolutely digging it. I'm absolutely digging this one. Of all the small fixed blades I have that I can carry, and don't forget the SC4 also. I didn't bring that one out here because I don't think of that one as a combat blade. I think it was like a wood crafting knife. That's why you don't see the SCs or the BKs. Or, you know, the BKs, you know, it's a combat Bowie. It's called a combat Bowie, but you don't see none of my other K bars and everything out here. I didn't think it was necessary to bring all that stuff out. So we want to stay in the smaller size range. I absolutely love this one. And it fits my hand perfectly in all grips. It's the Armiger, people. I would put it on par with like another one that I think that's really great. This one feels really great in the hand too. The Koban. I think it's a great small knife like the Koban. It's even more concealable than the Koban because it's a little bit smaller. Koban's a really nice size though for a small self-defense knife. To me it is. You know, it's got that little bit of extra length. This one's perfect though, you know, for having a small knife. I think I picked the one I like the best too. Maybe I don't want to get this in a Tanto. Maybe, well, yeah, I do need to get it in a Tanto so I can carry it. I can't carry this one. And I don't want to dull it. I'll just save it. This one I'm going to keep. It's a keeper. Absolutely love it. For all of you that can carry these though legally and without getting in trouble, I would say go get one of these. They're only $75 or something like that. That's all I pay for this, people. I bought it from the Demko website. Go to the Demko website. I'll leave a link. That's about it for that, people. Absolutely love my Demko knives. You know that. I've been loving Demko knives forever. You know, I don't have a whole bunch of his customs and stuff, but I have just about every Demko knife that I've ever wanted that came from Cold Steel. I think I have a vast collection of Demko knives, Cold Steel Demko knives. Andrew's one of my favorite knife makers. And the retention in this is really good. Now let me show you something else about this one too, people, before we close off this video. This sheath is quiet. You got that? The sheath is quiet. The only other sheath that's quiet like that I've experienced from Cold Steel is the AK-47. It has a quiet sheath too. It fits the blade just right. I highly recommend this knife, for a combat knife or field combat knife. This one, a little bit noisy. Got a little bit of space in there. And this one This is the first sheath. These are really nice sheaths too. You know, I'm not knocking the sheath. Don't think I'm knocking the sheath. I really do like the sheaths because I like the concept behind them where, you know, it has a polymer. These are glass-filled nylon sheaths. They call them Securex. This one here, the outer part of it that holds everything together, that braces everything together, that's the Securex material. It's a glass-filled nylon. But the inner part that actually holds your blade, that your blade edge and everything touches up against, it doesn't have glass in it. It's just a regular polymer, and so it's not going to damage your edge. So that is really cool. That is really cool about these sheets. But on the first one, on the first release of these, that's when I got this one. Check this out. And I complained about it. I complained about it, but I still really like the sheet though, because it's got, all these sheets got perfect, you know, retention. You don't need the extra straps or whatever. They all got excellent retention. So that's not a problem. That's not an issue. And this sheet works really nice with this blade. It goes in and out very nicely. Works very, very nice. So I have no complaints in that department. But I think they might listen to me because the sheath is made the same way, but they just made it tighter around the blade, I think. It doesn't have the issues like the other one had. And perfect retention. Absolutely love it, people. And the balance of this knife is perfect. Balance of this knife is perfect, people. It's right where it should be, right where you put your finger at, right in front of the finger guard. That's where it balances out at, 50-50. So this is an excellent little self-defense knife. This is a good knife to train yourself on, to if you can carry one of these. I'm going to get the Tanto because I can carry the Tanto as long as I carry it exposed. And since it's a 4-inch blade, it won't, you know, nobody's going to would really, you know, be worried about that one if I was carrying that one exposed. So I'm going to get myself the Tanto because I can carry it. I want to carry one of these. I think this is an awesome blade. Highly, 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 highly recommend it, people, to all of you that can carry them. All right, well, let's close this video out. I'm going to put this one out on the internet for you. Put this one out on the internet for you. I hope you all took advantage of the video I put out yesterday. The video talking about the mayhem. The mayhem. The tip I got from Lucky Bastard. My buddy Lucky. Hope you all got that tip. I went and checked out the mayhem at Midway USA. They have them at Midway USA. I know a lot of us cold steel people, we've been waiting for that one for 2 years. We've been waiting for that one for a long time. All right, people. Well, that's about all I got to show you today. This ended up with just a new guy. Or should we ended up with the first 2 Demko fixed blades that I've purchased. Now, when I say Demko fixed blades, as you all know, I've purchased other knives from Cold Steel that Andrew designed, possibly Andrew and John designed. I don't know for sure. But these are the first 2 that I know that just Andrew and John designed. And so, these are the Demko brothers. These are their knives. And I absolutely love them, people. I really love the sheath too. The new sheath is awesome. The old sheath is awesome too. Absolutely love these 2. Absolutely love them. This knife right here is an everything knife. This is a jack of all trades knife. It could be a combat self-defense knife. It could be a fishing or hunting knife. It could be a survival knife. It could be a wood crafting knife. It could be a camp knife. It could be whatever you need it to be. It's got nice thick blade stock. So it's nice and strong. CPM Magna cut steel, which means it's got high corrosion resistance. It's a very tough stainless steel. And it holds a good edge. 80CR V2, German 80CR V2. The CPM Magna cut, this is a US steel. This is German steel. 80CR V2. It's comparable to 1095 CV. Chromium vanadium steel, the steel that K-Bar uses. It really should be called, in my opinion, 1080 CV. But, you know, that make it too simple. That's how we in the United States like to do. We like to make things simple. We don't like to have all these different exotic numbers and stuff like that. We just like to call something Magna cut, you know. Crew wear. You know, let's make it simple. We don't have all these different numbers. I love the Armiger. I absolutely love it, people. It reminds me of like a lot of my 4-inch blade folding knives. You know, that's like the same weight in that same class, but it's a fixed blade. So it's way stronger than all those. And it's a full Tang knife. Both of these are they're full hidden Tang knives. Tang comes out all the way out the butt. All right, people, let's end it there. Anything to say, Gino? He said, yeah, you got something to say? All right, kiddo. Well, that's it. We'll see y'all soon. Peace. Stiletto.